The father intended to forcibly possess his daughter's body. First he deliberately sent his wife away. Then he pretended to ask his daughter to help carry something. But when they moved the item to the basement, Ellie discovered to her horror that there was a hidden door behind the bookshelf. Ellie was frightened, but since it was her father, she didn't think much of it at first. However, her father's next words left her stunned. "What do you think?" he asked, then turned and closed the door without looking back. Watching her father lock her in the secret room, Ellie was terrified and at a loss. She thought her father just wanted to punish her a bit, maybe for a few days at most, but when she opened the box she found, it was filled with her own clothes. Ellie panicked. She hurried to the door and tried to open it, but after 3 incorrect password attempts, the power in the secret room would automatically cut off. Seeing this, Ellie quickly took out a flashlight and looked around, spotting a ventilation duct in the corner. To escape, she shouted for help through the vent, but to her surprise her father blocked the duct with a blanket. Meanwhile upstairs, her mother, seeing that her daughter hadn't returned home yet, thought she was just playing around. Ellie, trapped in the secret room, waited until the next day when she suddenly heard her father opening the door. She quickly hid behind the wall and tried to escape when he wasn't looking, but to her dismay there was another iron gate outside. Desperate, Ellie was pulled back into the secret room by her father. She asked him why he had locked her up, only to hear a response that left her utterly despairing. It turned out that Ellie had been rebellious since childhood, always arguing with her father. Unable to bear his perverted control, she often discussed with her mother how to escape from this family. But one day their conversation was overheard by her father outside the door. To retaliate against his daughter's disrespect, he simply locked her in the basement. As long as Ellie obeyed him, he would occasionally bring her things she wanted. Otherwise she would be trapped there forever. Hearing this, Ellie broke down completely. She shouted for help through the door again, only to feel her father's presence behind her, subjecting her to inhumane abuse. Since her daughter hadn't returned home for days, the anxious mother had no choice but to call the police. But when she told the police everything about her daughter's disappearance, they advised her to prepare for the worst, as such cases usually didn't have a happy ending. Hearing this, the mother sank into deep despair again. 21 days passed quickly. Since it was Ellie's birthday that day, her father not only brought her a birthday cake, but also a red dress. To escape her father's clutches, Ellie reluctantly agreed to wear the dress as he requested. The result was predictable. She was once again subjected to her perverted father's abuse. Several more days passed. One day, while eating canned food, Ellie accidentally discovered that the sharp lid could be used as a weapon. So when her father came again, she pretended to be obedient and stood by the door, while secretly preparing a makeshift axe. Ellie suffered unspeakable torture and abuse once more. A year flew by. She had become a pregnant woman in her 10th month. Just when she thought she had gotten used to life underground, she suddenly felt unbearable pain in her abdomen. By consulting books on pregnancy, she successfully gave birth to a pitiful baby. Looking at her child lying before her, she seemed to find a reason to keep living. But when her father saw the baby, he was indifferent. He believed he had given Ellie the right to be a mother, so she should be even more obedient to him from then on. 4 years passed in the blink of an eye. The mother was still heartbroken over her daughter's disappearance.